Hey, I'm Dan.
And I'm Tim, and we're going to give you some insight on how we recorded Stand in the Fire.
Yeah.
Well, I think first and foremost is professional studios are very expensive. So recording at home is obviously a lot cheaper, and you have way more control over everything. You know, if you don't like the take, go back and fix it.
It definitely was a huge help to be able to spend as much time. Maybe it's a good thing and a bad thing mixed into one, but we were able to spend a lot of time and a lot of hours in basically just fucking with everything we wanted to until we got what we wanted as the end result. The reason why we decided to record ourselves is because after our last trip to Sweden to record at Studio Fredman, we realized that you can send in the DI tracks and do a lot of the things that we sort of weren't aware that we could do before. So we decided this time to use DI tracks and get them reamped in an actual professional studio to get the actual professional sound without actually having to go to Sweden, which is a pretty long way from Canada. We've also been kind of recording ourselves a little bit throughout our career in certain ways, doing demos, and even our first album, Eyes in the Night, we recorded a little bit of ourselves, actually most of it, and we just decided that this time we kind of learned enough that we could tackle it ourselves. Our setup for recording was pretty simple, pretty low budget, almost embarrassingly so. All we used was, we recorded with Pro Tools 11, and we also used as our input interface Apogee Duet, and that was it. We also used a mic from Advanced Audio, the CM47, and it's a nice tube mic. We used it on our last recording and figured, hell, let's just use it again. Hell, let's use it again.
I used this guitar. This is a Jackson SL2H custom shop. This one's name is Mr. Sparkle. I got it for my 10-year anniversary of playing guitar, which was 2 years ago, I think. Standard SL2, except for a few mods. I have the unpainted neck, stainless steel frets for ultimate shreddability, and I put bare knuckle Blackhawk pickups in here, and in the bridge you have an Alnico. Tape your strings outside.
Pro tip.
Yeah, pro tip. Tape behind the bridge, and tape on the headstock, or you know, whatever it is, and then it.
Hockey tape.
Yeah, hockey tape. There's really no other noise that comes out, so that's pretty sweet. And this is what we used to record almost all the guitar parts for the album.
Alright, so some of the low budget things that we did, we built a... So some of the low budget things we did, we built our own vocal booth out of just 2x4s and moving blankets and some sleeping bags and stuff like that. It's pretty ragtag, but it works really well. It's an improvement over our last one. It was just blankets on mic stands. So this time we actually made it out of wood, which is a big step up. I think brick is next. Our next album. We just did it in a basement, and you could probably hear the character of our basement in the recording, but I don't know, we'll find out. Tell us. What other low budget things did we do? I guess that was really good.
Used a really expensive guitar. That's
one
cheap.
really expensive guitar, that's cool. Unfortunately, Adam wasn't around to do the drums for us this time. He was on tour, so we had to get it into the studio at a certain time. So Randy Black did the drums. He did a killer job on them. Super nice guy, super professional guy, and just shredded the shit out of it.
It's really cool. In the modern world, you know, we did the guitars, vocals, and bass at home here in Edmonton. Randy did all the drums in Berlin, and then we sent everything to Sweden to get mixed and mastered. And it's really cool how in the modern world, you know, we could get 3 groups of people together to finish one product. I mean, we couldn't have had, there's no other way we could have done it, really. We could.
In the past, we were living in the past, it would have been impossible or very expensive. I think a big thing is, and probably a pitfall that happens to a lot of people, is not realizing what the real value of a producer is, which to me is a producer can take your abilities and essentially amplify them by giving you the kind of constructive criticism that will push you forward to basically becoming a better musician. Every time we went into the studio with a producer, whether it was Michael Wagner or Frederick Nordstrom or our buddy Cam McLeod, you just learn something new. You take stuff from them and it becomes something new.
It's a lot easier to work with these huge A-list producers than you might think. You know, we just kind of sent an email to Frederick Nordstrom and said, hey, do you have an opening at such and such a time? And he said yes, and there you go. That's how easy it was. Do they have an opening, and do you have some music that they can play? I mean, these producers, they love music, they love working, they love finding new bands, they like being on the cutting edge, they really like doing projects. This is their job, this is their life. They want to work with people, so it's a lot easier than a lot of people might think. If you want to work with someone who produced your favorite album, just look at your favorite album, open it up, see who produced it, send them an email. It's as easy as that. That's what we've done. It's worked out great.
Until the end!
Oh,